A person who betrayed you is now desperate to make things right, but there's something they still haven't told you. Archangel Michael says, the person who broke your trust is silently watching you from afar. They once walked away thinking you'd never rise, but now they're haunted by your strength. They want to return, but they still carry the weight of a truth you haven't heard. You've been sensing the energy around you shift. Dreams, sudden memories, emotional waves, they're all signs that someone from your past is pulling on your spirit. They're trying to reconnect without knowing how to confess. This person never expected you to survive the betrayal. They thought you would break, crumble, or disappear. But instead, you evolved into someone more powerful than they could ever imagine. Now they're feeling the fire of regret. But there's more to their story, something they've buried deep. And that secret is why they're afraid to look you in the eye. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They didn't just hurt you by accident. There was a decision they made, a conscious move that damaged more than just trust. They thought you'd never find out. They wanted your light, but they didn't want your spirit to shine brighter than theirs. So they silenced their guilt and masked it with pride. Now their pride is cracking, and the guilt is flooding in. They've been trying to manifest an apology, but what they're truly scared of is the consequence of telling you everything. The betrayal was layered. It went deeper than words. You were loyal, pure, and honest. They were scared of that purity, because it reflected everything they weren't ready to become. Type Amen to get blessing 929. A confession is coming. But don't expect it to be complete. They will leave something out, something they think you can't handle. But you already feel it. That uneasiness when their name crosses your mind. That sensation isn't just memory, it's your spirit alerting you to unfinished business. They watch your life unfold from the shadows. They see your joy and feel responsible for your scars. What they don't know is that your healing didn't need them to apologize. You built your strength from ashes. You rose from a fall that was designed to end you. And now, the one who pushed you down is longing to hold your hand. Type Amen to get blessing 411. Their words are rehearsed. They've written messages they never sent. Every time your name is spoken, they feel a chill of shame. But they haven't told you everything. The secret they're still keeping is the reason you were abandoned. The truth would change how you saw everything. They were manipulated. But instead of protecting you, they chose silence. They chose self-preservation over your safety. They know they failed you. But now they're hoping time has softened your heart. What they don't know is that time only made you wiser. Type Amen to get blessing 787. You will feel it when they come near again. The energy will be shaky, filled with tension and hesitation. That's because they still carry what they've hidden. You'll see it in their eyes. Their words will try to be gentle, but their soul will shake. That's how you'll know they're still lying by omission. You don't need revenge. You don't even need their full story anymore. But the universe is bringing the truth back to you anyway. Not for pain, but for closure. So you can close the door with full clarity, not confusion. Type Amen to get blessing 1144. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They once chose others over you. People who didn't value your presence or purity. And now those same people have walked away from them. They're left with the silence they created. And the silence is loud. It echoes your name, your kindness, your truth. They thought they could forget you. But your soul left a mark on theirs. A mark they can't erase, no matter how hard they try. And now they want to make it right. But still, they're afraid to tell you the real reason they left. Because it reveals a weakness they never wanted you to see. Type Amen to get blessing 3003. They admired you. But they also feared you. Your strength scared them. Because you saw through them. You saw the wounds they tried to hide. And instead of healing with you, they ran from the mirror you held up. Now the mirror haunts them. Because they realize they didn't just betray you, they betrayed the best version of themselves. And that realization is eating them alive. They're reaching out soon. But their message will be missing one important detail. And it's the detail that caused the entire break in the first place. Type Amen to get blessing 722. Archangel Michael says, you deserve to know the full truth, not just the safe version they want to offer. You've done the healing, and now you deserve the clarity. Nothing less. Don't be fooled by their tears. The guilt is real, but so is the fear of exposure. They know you're not naive anymore. The secret they kept could have protected you, but instead it was weaponized. They allowed someone to speak against you and stood silent. That's the part they still won't mention. And that silence damaged more than one chapter of your life. But the story isn't over. You get to decide the ending now. Type Amen to get blessing 5000. They thought they knew you. But they only knew the version of you that loved them without limits. The version that gave everything without hesitation. Now they'll meet the version of you that guards your peace. The version that listens to energy, not words. The version that asks for truth, not excuses. You owe them nothing. But still, clarity will come. Not because they gave it, but because the universe wants you free. And freedom comes when nothing is hidden anymore. No matter how painful the truth is, it will set your path straight. And it will release the heaviness from your chest. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. The truth will arrive in fragments. Through signs, dreams, and whispers. Pay attention. Someone close to them may accidentally speak the truth. Or they might confess it themselves in a moment of emotional breakdown. Either way, it will reach you. You'll finally see how much of your delay was connected to their deception. But you will not grieve this time. You will breathe lighter. You are not that wounded soul anymore. You are whole. You are clear. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. They've written letters in their mind. Rehearsed phone calls. Replayed conversations. But none of that matters. Because the version of you they heard is gone. And the version you are now can't be touched by their old chaos. You have a new standard for love. A new boundary around your spirit. And this time, betrayal won't even come close. You've outgrown their games. Their silence. Their guilt. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Their return is not your reward. Your reward was surviving what they did to you. And growing beyond what they tried to destroy. You will meet them again, but it will not be the reunion they imagined. They'll be met with a mirror, not a welcome. A mirror of who you've become. And what they'll see will terrify them. Because it will prove you never needed their apology to rise. You only needed the truth. And now the truth is on its way. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. They are desperate for peace. But peace only comes through honesty. And that's the part they still hesitate to offer. They want your forgiveness, but not your memory. They want to move on without accountability. But your spirit will not allow that. You've become too aligned. Too awake. Too strong. And now the choice is yours. To listen. To release. Or to close the chapter once and for all. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. You've already won. The proof is in your peace. In your growth. In your glow. They may cry. They may confess. But you will not carry their burden anymore. Let them speak. Let them tremble. But always protect your light. Because they had their chance. And now, they must face the truth, even the part they're still too afraid to tell you. Type Amen to get blessing 3993. There is a spiritual law at play now. The same hands that tried to hold you down are now shaking with the need to lift you up. But your elevation no longer depends on them. You've created a world where peace lives without apology. And that's why they're desperate to enter again. Not because they've healed, but because your healing makes them miss who they could have been beside you. But this isn't about regret anymore. It's about responsibility. And the truth they still hide is what keeps them from fully making amends. They'll try to come clean, but their voice will break when it matters most. The words will hover on their tongue but never fall. That's how you'll know they're not ready. Type Amen to get blessing 4242. Their tears may feel real, and their pain may be sincere, but the secret still sits behind their eyes. It's the detail that holds the key to the betrayal. And without it, their apology is only half alive. That secret holds a name. A moment. A message they intercepted before it reached you. They don't want to admit how far they went. Because once they do, you'll know they didn't just lie, they conspired. And that's not something that can be softened with flowers or empty words. Your intuition will feel it. Even if they speak with sweetness, the vibration of what they hold back will hit your chest like thunder. Pay attention to the energy, not just the voice. Type Amen to get blessing 6363. Archangel Michael says, this person's soul is in torment because they know they delayed your progress. But what they don't know is that every delay became a divine redirection. You were never truly blocked, just rerouted for protection. The betrayal made you wiser. It opened your spiritual eyes. And now, even in their presence, you'll feel what they try to bury. They will try to act casual. They'll say they missed you, that life happened. But the energy of the lie will leak through every sentence. They were warned not to hurt you. Spiritually, they were given signs. But they ignored them, and now karma has remembered your name. Type Amen to get blessing 4949. This is your moment of power. You get to listen without reacting. You get to forgive without forgetting. You are the storm they never saw coming. Calm. Focused. unshakable. Let them speak. Let them squirm. But let your silence do the talking. The truth is, they lost access to you the moment they chose silence over protection. They could have told you. But they chose betrayal. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. They know you've become unreachable. That's why they're rushing now, hoping to get close before the last door shuts. But the divine has already set boundaries they can't cross without truth. They dream about you. Think of you when they see your old photos. Replay your voice when the room gets quiet. They carry the ghost of what they did like a shadow that won't leave. And still, they hesitate to say it all. That final piece of truth is heavier than they thought. They fear losing the little respect you might still have. But what they don't realize is, they already lost the version of you who cared about their comfort. Type Amen to get blessing 1711. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You've rebuilt from the ruins they left. Brick by brick, with hands they never thought could heal. And now, your glow threatens their comfort zone. Because if you rise without them, then it proves they were never essential to your greatness. And they can't stomach that truth. Their return isn't about closure, it's about control. They want to manage how you remember them. But your memory is too sharp now. You see their patterns, their rhythms, their hesitation. And you know they still aren't ready to carry your truth. Type Amen to get blessing 5511. They'll bring gifts, kind words, maybe even tears. But watch what they don't say. Watch what they change the subject on. Watch how they laugh nervously when the silence gets too deep. That's where the secret lives. That missing detail is tied to your purpose. Someone they were connected to. Something they blocked without your consent. They regret it. But they also dread the moment you learn how much more you were supposed to receive, if only they hadn't interfered. Type Amen to get blessing 8080. You'll feel it in the pit of your stomach. The knowing. The recognition of truth hidden behind kind eyes. They might say they didn't know better. But they did. They had a choice, and they chose themselves. Still, the universe has turned the tables. What they tried to keep from you is now flowing toward you faster than they can stop it. The blessings will find you, with or without their honesty. Let your peace be your reply. Let your silence be your sword. You owe them nothing but the truth of who you are now. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. They want redemption. But redemption requires honesty. And honesty has a price. They're trying to pay it with regret, with time, with longing. But the currency required is confession. And they're not ready to spend it. You've moved on. Not just physically, but spiritually. You've unhooked your soul from their shadows. You'll hear from them soon. A message, a visit, a letter. But it still won't contain the whole truth. Type Amen to get blessing 6767. Be kind, but clear. Be soft, but unshakable. Let them feel the distance their silence created. They broke something divine. And now they're begging to glue it back with apologies. But the cracks still whisper the words they never said. You're being prepared to rise again, this time even higher. Their absence was part of your elevation. Their return only confirms your glow. Don't let the tears fool you. Let the energy speak. Because energy never lies. Type Amen to get blessing 1199. You are not here to carry their shame. You are not here to be their redemption arc. You are here to live, free of the chains they tried to wrap around your worth. The person who betrayed you may seek your forgiveness, but that doesn't mean they're entitled to your future. Sometimes forgiveness is closure, not reconnection. Let your path continue forward. Let your light remain sacred. Let your soul remain free. This final part of their story is not yours to finish. You're already in the next chapter. One they can't follow unless truth leads them. Type Amen to get blessing 7700. You are no longer waiting for their truth. You've already claimed your victory without their explanation. And now, you stand in a light they can no longer dim. There's power in what you've become. And soon, even the secret they've buried will collapse under the weight of divine timing. Truth has its own heartbeat, and it's about to echo. Don't worry about how it comes to you. The moment will arrive when you least expect it. And when it does, you'll smile, not in anger, but in full understanding. This is not just an apology cycle, it's a spiritual conclusion. And you have graduated from pain into prophecy. Type Amen to get blessing 8686. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The person who once stood against your growth will now witness your transformation in silence. Because even if they can't say it out loud, they know they lost something divine. Their hands tremble not because of fear, but because of memory. They know what they did. And they know what it cost them. You will walk into blessings they tried to delay. You will enter rooms they never wanted you to find. You will sign your name on victories their betrayal tried to block. Let that be your confirmation. Their silence speaks volumes. But your life speaks louder. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. You have been divinely protected from the worst parts of their betrayal. And now that the season has shifted, clarity becomes your new currency. You spend your time only where truth lives. Their path will now reflect their choices. And yours will reflect your healing. That's the divine justice unfolding before your eyes. When they see you again, they won't recognize you. Not because you've changed your face, but because you've changed your frequency. And they no longer have access. Forgive if your spirit allows. Release so your soul stays light. But remember, you are not required to reopen what was divinely shut. Type Amen to get blessing 3633. The final truth will come in an unexpected way. It may not come from them, but it will come. The universe owes you that. The missing piece will land softly, like a feather, but carry the weight of thunder. And when it arrives, you'll feel your entire timeline shift into full alignment. That secret they buried will no longer hold power over you. Instead, it will free you. You will finally see it was never your fault. The healing, the distance, the separation, it all served a sacred purpose. The betrayal broke your heart, but built your wings. And now, you fly. Type Amen to get blessing 9990. They thought time would erase what they did. They believed distance could disguise their guilt. But your spirit still remembers. The energy of betrayal never truly leaves until the truth is faced. And now that you're stronger, the universe is putting the missing puzzle piece in your hands. It won't shake you this time, it will crown you. You've already reclaimed your dignity, your peace, your purpose. But the full story returning to you is a final blessing. A seal over your past so it never bleeds into your future again. You are about to step into divine closure. The kind that frees your heart without needing permission. The kind that gives you a clear sky after years of hidden storms. Type Amen to get blessing 5855. They see your glow and want to be near it again. But this time, your spirit knows how to shield itself. This time, love comes with boundaries, not blindfolds. What they still haven't told you has something to do with someone else's voice. A conversation that shaped how they treated you. But the truth is, it was never really about you. They were battling their own demons and made you collateral damage. And though they regret it, they still fear what will happen if you ever find out. That fear is the final wall between you and real reconciliation. But heaven is about to knock that wall down. Because you deserve peace built on truth, not apology built on pieces. Type Amen to get blessing 8181. Someone close to them may suddenly confess something to you. An unexpected message, a random slip of the tongue. It will all click when it happens. Don't react with rage. Breathe. Because this is your confirmation. What they still haven't told you is tied to something that could have changed everything had you known earlier. It would have altered your choices. But even though it came late, it still sets you free. The betrayal may have delayed your path, but it didn't destroy your purpose. You've arrived anyway. And now the reward is richer because of the pain you overcame to reach it. Type Amen to get blessing 7575. The person who betrayed you is losing sleep. They scroll through old messages, visit old memories, relive their decisions. But what they fear the most is your silence. They expect anger. But they don't expect the power of your calm. Your peace intimidates them more than your pain ever did. That secret they've hidden? It's starting to leak into the atmosphere. And soon, it will reach your ears one way or another. When it does, don't look back. Don't question your worth. Just know, you always deserve to know. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. Their actions weren't just mistakes. They were calculated decisions that traded your trust for their comfort. But that comfort has now turned into torment. You were never meant to carry their silence. And now, you won't have to. The weight is lifting. There's a final truth that's about to be revealed. And when it is, a chapter will close that your soul has waited years to seal. The silence they chose is now breaking in divine timing. And the moment it shatters, your spirit will finally exhale. Type Amen to get blessing 9997. They feel it coming, the moment when you'll know everything. Their anxiety is not from guilt alone, but from the fear that you will never look at them the same again. And you won't. Because once truth is seen, it cannot be unseen. Once a mask falls, you can't pretend it never existed. And this final secret is tied to the first fracture. The real betrayal wasn't just what they did, it was what they allowed behind your back. Someone whispered in their ear, and instead of defending you, they doubted you. That's the piece they're too afraid to admit. You were loyal in ways they couldn't understand. You gave love in the purest form. And they exchanged it for approval from people who had no love for them at all. Type Amen to get blessing 6061. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They let someone poison their perception of you. They let insecurity dictate their loyalty. And now, every sleepless night is a reminder of what they lost. They will attempt to minimize it. Say it wasn't that serious. But your intuition knows better. You knew something was off long ago. But love made you patient, hopeful, and forgiving. Still, the truth has a clock, and time is up. Now your soul is preparing for what's next. And the final truth will set fire to everything that still lingered in the shadows. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. You may feel emotional in the coming days for no reason. That's your spirit getting ready for divine confirmation. It's preparing you to handle the truth without breaking. You won't need to ask them to explain. The energy will speak. Their body language, their eyes, their hesitation, it will all reveal what they still won't say. But this time, you won't need them to say it. Because heaven will tell you directly. The universe doesn't play favorites, but it always delivers justice. And this is your justice, knowing the truth and still choosing peace. Knowing the damage, but never living in it again. Type Amen to get blessing 7474. They'll try to reconnect. Make it seem like the past was simpler than it was. But that missing piece of truth is louder now than ever. You'll notice people connected to them acting strange. That's because the truth is leaking through those who know more than they should. It's a spiritual chain reaction, and you are at the center. What was covered is being uncovered. What was whispered is now roaring. And the final revelation is closer than ever. When it hits, you'll feel your heart pause, not in pain, but in power. Because you'll finally understand everything. Type Amen to get blessing 5151. You'll see flashbacks in your mind. Pieces of conversations. Glimpses of timelines that now make perfect sense. And all the confusion, all the nights you cried wondering why, it will be answered in one divine download. One truth. One name. One memory. You are about to rise above this forever. Not because they made it right, but because you're ready to never carry it again. This is your soul reclaiming its throne. Let them wrestle with the weight of their silence. You're already free. And now, you're untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 8383 that if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.